Welcome back to Swansonville, Las Vegas edition. We are here today with a legendary guitar player, Brent Mason.
I know. Thank you,
who
Brent.
happens to be performing with the Swansons tomorrow night at
Producer's Choice Honors. Yeah, he just happened to be here.
I walked in, I had a room.
You know,
you guys,
we have, before we talk to Brent, it's very important that he's a very humble man, but there's so many accomplishments that this man has achieved.
I know,
his
right?
lifetime.
Like, go on.
I actually have a pad. I can't memorize them all.
Yeah, let's get some of these things on the record here real quick.
All right. We got
Read this. What this thing I discovered online?
12-time ACM Guitarist of the Year.
12 times.
He got 2-time winner of the CMA Musician of the Year.
She's reading off mine. Yeah.
Musician of the Year for the CMAs. He got a Grammy for Best Country Instrumental for, I believe, Brad Paisley's Play album that you got. Good. That's great. And most recently, Musicians Hall of Fame inducted this year, 1990. And there's so many more.
He's in the Guitar Pickers Hall
National
of Fame.
Thumb Pickers Hall of Fame. Yeah. Can't forget that.
Bingo
and then, of
champion
course,
of the world.
you've got like Nashville Music Awards, Guitarist of the Year, and then of course Music Row Session Guitarist of the Year for 1994, 95, 96, 97, 99, 2000, 01, 03, 04, and 2010. Wow.
That's right.
And yet,
Brent is one of the most, if not the most, recorded
session
guitarists
in the world.
Yeah,
and he's
it's
sitting here
amazing.
with us. We appreciate your time,
So,
your talent.
yeah, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brent Mason.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, so
good
just to get things started, I mean, before we get into how all this legendary stuff, where did you begin to recognize your love and passion for music?
My whole family played music. My dad, played guitar. My mom played guitar, bass, accordion, piano. So, our whole household was filled with music. So
what age did you start picking up, or you don't even remember?
Like 5 or 6, I grabbed an old acoustic guitar and grabbed a table knife, and went, was playing, those kind of, had a Ray Charles album. An old mom and dad had all kinds of albums there, eclectic collection from Ray Charles and Merle Haggard to, it was all kinds of stuff. So
you would say music is just in your blood. You were born into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
like there was no other option because we're being surrounded by both mother and father and musicians.
Right. My brother plays.
Right. So is it
Guitar
just you
or
and your brother?
Guitar, drums.
I know
So you're
you guys
very
did an
versatile
album
family
together.
and all.
Right.
You just switch around from different instruments.
Yeah, I mean, I stuck to guitar.
Yeah.
That was what I was best at. But I mean,
You had experience with the other instruments as well.
Right. But my grandparents played music. I mean, on both sides.
So it's truly in your bloodline.
It was
it's just family
just
history.
all around me. Yeah.
And your passion for the guitar, how did you identify that as being your thing, or was it designated to you?
Well, Dad played guitar, and he showed me some chords. He did those. Let's see. If you guys think, go back to Kentucky and do those thumb pick. You were talking about thumb picking.
Yeah.
Well, that 9-pound hammer, that is a little too heavy. He used to sing that Merle Travis song, Coal Miners, song. I learned from him, and he played, Chet Atkins instrumentals. He brought home a Jerry Reed album, and I kind of got all excited about Jerry Reed's playing, which was kind of like thumb picking, but a little bit more complex stuff going on.
Yeah.
That the claw. So, I would just put on records, phonograph records, and just phonetically learn all that stuff.
Wow, just pick it apart like that.
Yeah.
So this is a natural.
I ruined a lot of records like that.
Man alive.
Picking up the arm of the record and
So you performed as a family as well.
Yeah, we did. We had a family band.
And so,
my wife jokes about we were like the Partridge Family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you cut an album with your brother.
Yeah, we did
Randy,
one
you
called
did an
Smoking
album.
Section. Yeah, we finally did one together. It was kind of a Western swing, kind of just a broken down, simple things. We collaborated, and wrote some songs together. You know, for the most part.
I know it's more than just like playing the guitar, though. You're a songwriter. You know.
Yeah,
you have that.
we wrote, like 3/4 of the stuff on there. Yeah.
All yourself.
I think there was only one outside song on there, Merle Haggard song.
when did you start performing professionally or playing professionally?
Well, I started. We had the family band. We playing bowling alleys and VFWs and stuff like. In Ohio, there wasn't much to,
Yeah.
in the professional, unless you were in Cincinnati. We were kind of out in the boonies, we were kind of out in the farmland, grids of cornfields and bean fields, and there wasn't much, We could get gigs on the weekend, we were kind of like weekend warriors. But the first professional, we had some gigs where we'd go play state fairs and stuff like that as a family band, and then I had a gig every weekend in a bowling alley.
Yeah.
That's where I cut my teeth. But we played just kind of those things mostly until I went to Nashville, and then I started to find some gigs where I was able to climb the ladder a little bit.
At what age
So
did
I know
you
I
do
was going to
that?
say,
Yeah.
what age did you move from Ohio to Nashville?
Yeah, I went straight to Nashville.
Right
I
after
had
high
friends
school?
like Paul Franklin, steel guitar player. I had sent him a tape of some of my stuff, and he really loved the stuff. He was playing, I think, with Mel Tillis, country singer Mel Tillis, and his band would play my stuff the band would play my stuff on the bus to, just for enjoyment.
Yeah.
And I went, wow, that's pretty cool. I got these professional guys listening to my stuff. So Paul said, yeah, you need to come to Nashville, man, and hang out a little bit. So, and I was working in a factory, and I got laid off. Now, we moved to Nashville just to make a go of it. And I finally got, in a club where I played Paul Franklin, Greg Galbraith. They were already kind of connected in the studio business. They got a gig at Stagecoach Lounge, so
Wow.
kind of parlayed from there,
Just word spread. You started getting more work, session work.
Well, we did start with sessions.
No.
I played in the club for many years.
How many years did you play in the clubs?
Oh gosh, probably about 9 or 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Every night at a club, but it was kind of like a club where it was a club where musicians came in. We were kind of like a musician band,
Yeah.
So Chet Atkins came in. He brought like guitar players into here, as like Neil Schon from Journey, Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits.
Right.
George Benson came in.
Wow.
he would bring guitar players. Of course, I was a nervous wreck. I was like, had to play in front of these great guitar players.
That's what it does say, like online. Obviously, that Chet Atkins was kind of the person who discovered you and who mentored you. Is that true?
Yeah,
would
pretty
you
much.
credit
Well,
him?
he was, he was a strong figure in the music business. He was like one of the best producers that ever came out of Nashville. He was noted for helping young guitar players. So, he helped me. He got me on the Stay Tuned record, which won a Grammy, and some of those guitar players I mentioned, Knopfler, Benson, all those guys were on that record. I was the only young, unknown guitar player on that record, and it won a Grammy. So, it just booted my career, started to go from there, of course.
Yeah. That's a lot of grooming, though, that you had in the playing live.
Yeah.
And you were gaining the recognition doing that.
Yeah,
People were starting
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you become a session player.
Well, I
how
became
did
a
that-
writer first.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
All right.
I signed with Charlie. It was a Monk Family Music. He was part of CBS Songs. It was like a subsidiary of CBS Songs. This is how far back it was. Sony used to be CBS.
Right.
So, I'd written a bunch of songs there at CBS and wrote some things. Got some cuts, like Lee Greenwood, Steve Wariner, Johnny Mathis, a bunch of cuts on there. But it really wasn't like the big money makers, They were kind of like songs that were stuck on albums, But every time I would pitch a song, they would go, "Yeah, it's a good song, but who's playing guitar on that?" And I go, "Well, yeah, it's me playing guitar on the demos." They go, we love the guitar playing. Can we book you on a session? We make up the song. We'll put it on hold." But I go, "Yeah." So, it was like tangible money right there. I think the guitar playing's taking precedent over the songwriting at the moment, so I'll go with that.
Yeah.
And it, picked up from there.
It led the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, so you've played for so many people in country music.
Yeah.
We couldn't even go through the list.
I have the list.
Oh, you have a list.
Oh, you got
I wrote the list.
Let me know.
What artist would you say that you've recorded with the most?
Okay, that's a good. That narrows it down.
Yeah.
George Strait. I've played on 23 George Strait
I was going to say
albums.
that's top of the list.
Yeah.
Wow.
George Strait.
Yeah.
Then Alan
George-
Jackson next.
Alan
right? He
Jackson,
would be
probably the
number
same
2.
amount. Shania Twain.
But then even as new as like Scotty McCreery or McCready?
Scotty McCready.
Yeah,
McCreary.
he's a
McCreary.
new McCreary. Okay.
Yeah.
He was from one of the show TV, not The Voice, American Idol.
Was it
American
him?
Idol.
Yeah.
He was
American Idol.
So he's new and up and coming. You played on some of his stuff more recently,
Yeah. Well, a lot
and
of
even
those
Blake
guys.
Shelton, a little bit of Blake.
Yeah, Blake Shelton. A few albums there, several.
But thousands and countless of others too. Like being the #1 studio, it doesn't mean you only work with these type. You're just busy. You're just busy.
Yeah.
That's your life. You book as many days as you're up, breathing, and available to play.
Oh, right.
You're going to
These
show up.
artists, let me ask you, for the most part, are well, you can answer the question. Do they have things prepared for you to play specifically? Because I've seen you work on the Swansons records, and it's just pure genius.
Have you heard of the Swansons?
I'm just in awe of the way, and Bill charts it out, and the way that you work through that, and the stuff that you come up with, and the way that you layer it and stuff. Is that just the way that you work?
Yeah. Well, in Nashville, they always let the musicians be a strong creative part of the recording.
Okay.
As opposed to, let's say, like Quincy Jones, those guys write out the parts for everybody.
Okay, right.
And you play the parts. Very seldom do you vary from the parts. Now, in Nashville, let's say we're on a Blake Shelton record, he's just got a... Well, I was born, it can start like, well, that needs an intro, right? Yeah, give me an intro, like whatever it might be. So we do the intro. We may go through a couple different things, and you go, "That's the one." But it's pretty cool, in Nashville, you get to be a part of the process,
the creative process.
Yeah, the creative process.
What you guys collectively do for us is really phenomenal. The way that Bill puts this whole thing together, and the parts that you guys come in and create, and the what do you say? It elevates the level of the song. You know what I mean? You guys make us shine so bright. We're so appreciative.
Well, they're good songs, man. You got good songs. You write good songs. Some of the guitar licks you had, what is that? That was your lick, so I just embellished on it a little bit,
Well, you do things that I could never do in my lifetime, which is just crazy.
Well,
which is another thing.
I've been cursed at a lot for playing stuff that the band, the road bands had to play. Say, why did you play? Like, I don't know. You're gonna have to come over and show me this now,
Have you had? I know you're a self-learner and you absorb all these things on your own. Have you had anybody ever mentor you, sit down and teach you their style of playing?
Like outside of your father, has anyone really like?
Oh yeah, when I came to Nashville, I sat with James Burton and stuff. I'd get on sessions with like James Burton or you know, like David Hungate on bass, and I go, man, I listen to these guys all the time on records, you know.
Yeah.
And you listen to them. I'll go back on James Burton. When I sit with James Burton, I'd play like just a tic-tac. I go, yeah, you do all the lead. And I watched how he played the whole thing, and I went, that's where I got that. He would play a solo, you know, and I go, that's where I got that. James Burton, man. Yeah, you know, you can't. Reggie Young, same thing. These are guys that are my predecessors, you know.
Right.
I had a lot, you know, Muscle Shoals, greats, Reggie Young. So I got to play with a lot of, you know, let me just say this. When I was a kid, I would look on records, albums, and see the credits.
Yeah.
I was just a bigger fan of the musicians on the album as I was the artist.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. Who's one of your top artists that you love right now?
So, right now?
Yeah, right now, current.
Oh man, you're throwing. Oh, I can't even answer that. Yeah, I can't.
Do all time overall.
The Swansons. The Swansons. Come on.
Ding, ding, ding.
But I did get to play. You got some fun songs to play. I tell you what, I had a lot of fun on your records.
Oh man, we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over with Bill over there, Bill Watson, producer.
Another thing
we have a pretty good time
that you do, Brent. That is,
and I always go, I wonder if they're going to like this.
No, we love it.
Sometimes you're there, and sometimes you're not.
Yeah, it's just amazing what we end up hearing you play. Now, something that you do uniquely, I've never seen anybody, especially of your caliber, to offer the knowledge that you have on the guitar. You actually offer Skype lessons on the guitar for those of you guitar players that are out there. I happen to be one of Brent's students, and just can't believe when I sit on the computer and I'm taking instructions from him.
Well, I got to show you all the solos, right?
Yeah, so that's the thing. You know, he writes all this music that's so.
Yeah, I'll show you the solo, but how much greenbacks you got, buddy?
So, but I think that's kind of a cool thing. Is that something that you want to give? That's kind of your way of giving back.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing that. And, you know, I'll do some even professional musicians, you know, I won't mention any names, but, you know, rock players, jazz players, you know. And, you know, some guitar players offer the like a monthly subscription, and then they release something monthly, like a video monthly. But I enjoy just the one-on-one kind of spontaneous. It kind of get up and close, personal kind of a relationship, you know, with somebody.
Yeah.
Everything but not having a beer to drink with somebody.
Right,
you know, having a beer with a guy.
Yeah.
And talking guitar.
Yeah.
I think they really like that, so I've been kind of sticking with that.
Yeah, it's a great experience.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
I mean, we'll talk about, you know, almost feel like a therapist sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
A musical therapist, if you will. But I'm really enjoying it, the Skype. So, I mean, you know, I do like a couple $100 an hour. And I usually don't do more than an hour, but I'll send out some, you know, some tabs or videos of, you know, kind of excerpts of what we do.
Which is extremely helpful to refresh.
Yeah, well, you know, you've done it. And, you know, because an hour, you want to give them, you know, all you can in an hour. And so I'm having a blast. I mean, I don't do it every day. But I mean, I'll have some weeks where I go, let's just do some Skype this week. You know, I'm sitting home in my pajama pants.
Yeah.
You can go, I'm going to have some oatmeal, you know, go ahead and drink a cup of coffee and then head on up and do a Skype lesson. You know, how many people could, you know, do that? I know everybody works at home,
right? You
know, on their computers and stuff, and I always envied that. But I said, this is kind of that.
Well, then you also go out and do these clinics.
Yeah,
where you teach.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, I've really diversified. I'm doing clinics, Skype, and, you know, still doing sessions, a lot of sessions.
And live.
You play live. Live, yeah.
You do
so
the
you do it all. You are the master.
I do it all.
Yeah.
You are the rock star of all rock stars. I'm telling you. You write songs, you produce, your session. You do every single thing. You keep
I do?
busy.
Oh, no, yeah. Oh, I do.
And you have a
I
better
do.
half that helps support all of this.
Yes. Do you have any children? And are you currently
Oh,
married?
I'm married. Of course
Are you
I'm
currently
married.
Okay, let's...
No, I'm
let's-
married. I've been married for 17 years.
Wonderful.
And she's great. You know, she helps me with all my... She's a very musical person. And, you know, I probably have my all work screwed up if I didn't have her. You know, I go, what am I doing today, honey? Did you call back such and such? And, you know, I got it handled. You know, she's real organized, pragmatic kind of person, you know.
And how many children do you have?
I got one biological daughter, Zoe. She's 27. And my wife has two... I have two stepdaughters, Haley and Lauren, who's married and I got some step grandkids.
How many?
In Sarasota, two.
Two. Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So, you know, we go visit them, and they live in Sarasota, so I get, you know, it's a good excuse to go. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Soak up some sun and beach and stuff.
What is something that we would recognize, a current project that you might be working on in country music?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been in the studio with artist Sam Hunt. You know, we've been doing some of that stuff. The Swansons.
There's a lot of good country music out there.
I was doing a lot of stuff.
How do you like the new country music scene?
I mean, I like it. It's you know, it's an evolving thing. You know, somebody said, you know, about every 10 years, music evolves into something else. You know, it's into a new generation. Now, I mean, I've played on some Luke Combs stuff. You know, who's kind of you know, I looked on the charts. He's got like, of the top 20, he's got like, what, 15 of them?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Going, how can that be?
And even the ones that aren't his name, he wrote the
For
song.
somebody else,
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like owning the top 20,
Yeah, but, you know, there's stuff that I'm doing. I mean, I'm kind of like I'm enjoying kind of doing my own thing now, you know, kind of. I mean, I'm playing on records and stuff like that, but I'm more trying to emphasize on getting out there and teaching and playing.
Yeah.
You know, we play at Third and Lindsay, a venue in Nashville, a lot. And I like kind of doing my own music, you know. I never could really do that because I was always in the studio playing somebody else's stuff.
Right.
You know, so.
Are you writing some new stuff?
Yeah, I'm writing some stuff, and
I know you're working on an album or a book or anything? Or
not a book.
Not yet.
No, but I'm writing songs, you know. I'll have an album, you know, working on probably, you know, in the near future.
Do you have a home studio?
No, but I mean, I've got a little overdub situation, but I've been like kind of taking it out. I've got some guys that I use, you know, where I could just concentrate on the creative part.
Right.
Because I'll be pulling out my hair trying to, you know, I'm not an engineer like.
Yeah, I'm not good at it.
like Bill Watson over there. I can't do that stuff.
Bill's the brains behind this operation.
I want to play and let Bill do all the, you know, the pushing.
Let him do all the work.
The
we'll have all the fun. He does all the work.
Where is your favorite place to travel?
Oh,
You've been all over the
we go to
world.
Maui a lot,
Maui.
which is far away. But really, my wife, we went like the last couple of years, went like 4 times already, you know. And of course, I got this thing coming up with Tommy Emmanuel, and that's in Maui, you know. So
did he plan that specifically, or was that random that you?
It was
happened
random.
To be there when
No, it was random. His
so cool.
manager called me and said, "Hey, would you like to do a Tommy Emmanuel guitar camp?" And I hadn't done one with Tommy. I've played with him a bunch. And I go, yeah, of course. I was thinking it was this one coming up in Texas, which went by already. And he goes, this is in Maui, West Maui. And I went, yeah. I think I would like to do that. You know,
you have a favorite thing? So who's your favorite sports team? Do you have a favorite
sports team?
Do you have any sports teams?
Oh, man.
You don't want to get...
Well, no. I mean, I'm in Nashville, so I've been watching the Titans, you know, and you know, they'll surprise me sometimes. And then sometimes, you know, it goes, you know, like, oh, man, they almost had it, you know. They keep you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah. What about your favorite hobby? What do you do when you're not playing?
Oh, well, I mean, I like to, you know, ride bikes and, you know, work out a lot. I mean, I try to stay in shape and try to stay healthy. That's my hobby.
Yeah.
You know, I used to do go out. I lived on the lake, so I mean, I still live by the lake, but I'm not out there as much. But I would ride wave runners and do all that stuff. And my hobby is going, you know, to Maui and jumping on a paddleboard and, you know, out there and sailing or doing something like that, you know. But as far as when I'm at home, I just got to be careful. I always get into this workaholic mode, and I'm trying to get out of that now a little bit, you know, because all my career I've just like pounded stuff every day after day, you know, like I couldn't turn anything down. I'd find a way to squeeze it in.
Yeah.
And now I go, I said, nah, I'm not going to do that. I got this, you know, and I'm just going to, you know, when you get older, you start thinking, you got to slow down and enjoy life. How many years you got left, you know, just at a lifespan, you know, I mean, when are you going to stop? So I'm trying to enjoy, you know, and make some spare time, to do some things, you know, travel, vacations, whatever.
You were inducted this year into the Musicians Hall of Fame.
Right.
And I believe you said something like you just got notified you were going to be in the Country Music Hall of Fame.
They call the Nashville
Nashville Cats.
Nashville Cats, which is the Country Music Hall of Fame. So I just got notified I'll be you know, doing that probably in the next summer, this coming summer, next
is when
year.
They're going to have the ceremony and stuff. Congratulations.
Yeah, so another
well
thing.
deserved. Yeah, another thing.
Yeah, so, but that don't mean I'm done playing.
No.
Absolutely. I was going to say,
like George
there's
Strait said, you know, when he got all those, you know, everybody paid homage to him and did, you know, after the award show, they do these tribute shows.
Yeah.
George came in and goes, "No, this don't mean I'm out to pasture now. I'm still you know, playing. I'm still making
music,
records and booking shows, okay?"
Yeah.
I know. Do you still play for George on his records, on George Strait?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He calls you up and says, "I need you to come down and do some songs."
I'm ready for number 24.
That's great.
We've been cutting a bit, you know, in Key West. Jimmy Buffett's studio has a studio there. We cut a lot of them there.
What a great place to go.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a great place.
Another perk.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us here with
Brent Mason.
the man,
the one
Brent
and
Mason.
only super rock star.
We, the Swansons, are blessed and count our blessings every day to have this man on our records and to perform with him live. And thank you to our producer, Bill Watson, for hanging out with us and for making great records.
He goes, "I want to go to bed."
Thank you, Brent, for your
Peace.
time.
God bless.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Brent.
Thank you. You're welcome. I had a blast.
Bam, I need you. Bam, I treat you to a bottle of wine and a dance, and the next thing, it's a true romance is like